Ooh la la. It is a new year indeed, and we are doing the reading today on the Divine Feminine. So the question that we're asking is, what is going on with the Divine Feminine? So if you are Divine Feminine, this energy is going to help you understand the path that you are on and what is currently, sorry for how loud that is, being asked of you. So this is going to be a free-form reading. Our question is very genuine, that we want to understand the path of the Divine Feminine, as well as provide guidance and assistance on her path for what it is that can be of assistance and to help guide her and inspire her on her journey. It is in order to provide the energies and the prompts necessary for the highest possible opportunities in her life right now. All right, so we're going to do a 5-card draw to start. And we're going to recognize that these are the energies that have been coming up for the last 20 days and what it is that has been going on around her. So if you have been sensing a difference in the energies surrounding the planet at large and what has been going on, these energies will help you understand what's been going on with the Divine Feminine. So with the 6 of Wands, we see that there was a Divine Masculine planning to present her with a very stable offer. What had been happening was an energy of conflict that needed to be resolved. And that is what has happened this night, is there has been a resolution to the conflict that was happening both within the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. And you can see these are the traditional Rider-Waite cards, the Radiant Rider-Waite cards. Not Rider-Waite, yes, okay. And so the energies here, you can see that there has been a trampling of sorts, and the masculine is back on his white horse. Although there may be some energies surrounding the skeleton that he is currently in, there appears to be some people riding into the future. So what we see here is that what this story is really showing us is that there had been a masculine on his way to the Divine Feminine, and there had been a great conflict that had happened, resulting in another masculine that had not been in the original Divine Feminine's plan being able to move forward. And this is a resurrection of sorts of who he had been, but it is still a skeleton that is on the death card. It is a complete resurrection of him. And when we look at the energy of the death card, it is an ending to a significant energy in your life in order for great change to occur. So because of the energy of conflict the Divine Feminine had been in, what we saw is, my gosh, always means something, that the energy where the Divine Masculine had not been able to speak and communicate had allowed him, because of the conflict that the Divine Feminine had been in, to come and raise himself up into being able to move forward again. So what has been being sensed here is there was a triumphant energy moving towards her. There was then an energy of conflict. And the conflict energy we're not going to read so much into anymore. Just know that that is what has been being resolved. But what happened here is the energy of the forward movement that had been happening arising in conflict and allowing for another divine masculine to be able to resurrect himself to move forward towards the divine feminine. Oh, wow. Okay. And so then we have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords energy is a lot of being tied up. It is not allowing an energetic flow to be within yourself due to the past. And so this is what had been happening for the divine feminine. So when we talked about these cards, this is the energy that the divine feminine had been in for the last 20 days. Okay. So that is the basis of what had been going on with the divine feminine. Quite honestly, it is the reason that my tarot channel here is being resurrected, is to understand these energies and to dive deeper into them. So now we're going to ask the question, what is it that the divine feminine needs to know now? And how is it that she can expect for her story to move forward by the understanding of the conflict, the letting go of the conflict, what needs to be done right now? Okay, so we're going to pull out some different cards, and these are they call the Smith-Waite Tarot deck, old tradition. So we are going to ask for some specific energies related to these cards and what is going on right now. So we're still asking the question, what is going on with the divine feminine? These are not cards that I have used all the time or for a while, and so they shuffle a little bit differently. So the question still is, what is going on with the divine feminine? And what we're asking now is, what does she need to know and understand as she goes forward? Okay. So now we're doing a 3-card draw. Wow. Okay. So we had, and the cards that I focused on here was the Death card and the major arcana energy that was present. So the situation here, what does she need to know? We have some more major arcana cards. And so we have the Moon card, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Pentacles. And so these energies are really showing us that what had been happening was a state of fear. However, what happened was a reemergence of the divine feminine into the High Priestess energy. This is the energy that we really love to see around the divine feminine. And we're talking about here is realignment with wisdom and bringing wisdom and knowledge and understanding to herself and others. And so the outcome here is an understanding. So when we talk about the Eight of Pentacles card, it is a need now to specifically recognize, and the Pentacles being earth energy and more physical energy, so it is a need to allow for healing in a very physical way due to the conflict that had been coming up for her in the last 20 days. Okay. All right. These cards are done. We're going to get new cards here. Okay. And these are, I took these out of the archives as well, so very interesting stuff. This is the Starseed Oracle. So we're going to still ask the question, what's going on with the divine feminine? And so it was what had happened, what does she need to know that she's going through was what we unpacked in the second one. And so this one is a little bit of a lighter reading. We're going to go with 3 cards here as well. So we have You Got the Love. And so it is saying Hadarian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So what it is saying is that going forward, there is a re-establishment of the boundaries for the divine feminine. Falling into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites and extremes of life. So what we are seeing here is an emergence of the divine feminine being in a stronger sense of herself, an awareness of herself, and in general being open to receiving love again. Wow, okay. And then we have Lost Lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. So the energies of these cards, and the reason that we pick these cards is because it is a remembrance here that is happening. It is that the divine feminine is remembering the essence of who she is. She has been reawakened from her slumber and is now in a deeper energetic state of awareness of her spiritual practices, of her spiritual state, and in general, just having a knowledge of a greater understanding and sensing of the worlds, the things that are going on around her. So that is that. Okay. So what else does the divine feminine need to know? So the rest of this is going to be, or for now, a channeled message and a clarifier. And it is the divine feminine is being shown right now what it is that she was coming here to do. And it really is an understanding of creating and grounding into the earth the energies of the divine love. The divine love of herself, the divine love of her partner, the divine love of creation, and above all, reestablishing the strong boundaries and understanding of the world. So through allowing having the love for herself, the love for others, and having strong boundaries within herself, she is able to harness the energies that she has known within herself in order to bring about a greater change upon the earth now, which is really what we need. As I was doing my predictions for 2025, which was a channeled message on my website. I can link that down below. It is really about, there are a lot of things that have been in play for a very long time. And those things are coming up right now. They're going to be coming up. Those are energy plays that have been present on the planet for a very long time. What the divine feminine is being asked to do right now is to anchor in the energies of love, of believing in the highest potential outcome and possibilities for herself, for the world around her, for her lover as well, in order to bring the world into a greater sense of stability for those that are willing and able to line up with it. And so the energies here of understanding, there we go, are I love that. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles in herself is a very loving, stable woman who you can see she has the elements of green around her. She is very grounded and stable. And the Seven of Wands energy, as I read it, is really bringing forth an energy that was hidden to the surface in order to bring about a very needed change in direction. And you can see within this card that the earth here, though it appears as though things are splitting, and it is a knowledge and an understanding that is being brought to the surface now upon the earth for everyone to be able to know and understand. Okay, we're going to do another deck. Ooh, okay. So we're still asking the question, what's going on with the Divine Feminine? These are made reference cards, and I'll just say that because the exact name I'm sure is out there somewhere. So we're asking, what does the Divine Feminine need to know, as we dive deeper and ask for more clarifications on what it is that's going on just with the Divine Feminine right now. Okay. And so the Divine Feminine right now is coming into a state of closure. And what does that mean? It is closing out the old lessons, closing out the old choices in order to really make her mark upon the earth. Okay, 3 cards. Density, body history, and assimilation. Okay. And so the energy here is showing us that there has been a great deal of dense energy that the Divine Feminine was in. And if you had been noticing these things, or that things seemed a little bit harder for the last 20 days or so, know that was because of what the Divine Feminine was going through. And so as that energy is let go of, it will be some time, probably around a fortnight, before the energy is truly back to the place that it had been. And as that energy is resurrecting itself, everything is reassimilating back into a higher energetic path than it had been before. And so the energies that these cards are showing us is that, yes, there had been a period of challenge and coming into a greater sense of herself and overcoming conflict and the people that were around her and coming towards her, and a need to let go of all of that. And as her energies around her become less dense and her body reacclimates, we will see things coming into an even greater state than they were before. Love that. Okay. I think that's going to be it for this reading, and we're going to do a separate one also on, that I'll link down below, on the Divine Masculine and what is actually going on with the Divine Masculine right now. Thank you.